Namaste. Hi, everyone. I'm going to look and see. I've got to check it out. Somebody was asking a question, and so I'm going to do a longer reading on that about the energy of Kundalini. I think it was about what are the benefits of having the Kundalini awakened. But I wanted to preface this by saying don't be surprised if some warnings might come out as well, because it's not, again, when Kundalini's awakened, it's not something that you can shut off or control. It doesn't have an on and off switch, okay? Once it's activated and it's going to go. And like I said here, it was a 30-year, very tough, very, very tough 30-year journey. So, people have to understand what they're getting into with it. While it has lots of benefits, and the end point, realization, moksha, liberation, is wonderful. When you go through it, there's a reason my book's entitled From Hell to Heaven, because one can get dragged through the dark night of the soul, and again, so many cities arise, these powers arise, and one also, everything becomes so super sensitive. Anyway, we'll do the cards and let them speak as to what happens with ignited Kundalini. Okay, so this is about that hope. Okay. What is enemy? Ooh, what is enemy about? Okay. And the burning tower. Okay. That hopeless enemy, and the they call it the misfortune, card of misfortune, but actually it's when Kundalini is awakened, it burns away all the dross. It burns it, but one does have to face that enemy. That is a part of it. That when we'll just see. Hopefully it will bring all of that up in the reading. If it doesn't, I'll talk about it after. Yeah. Not an easy journey. Okay, we'll just put it that way. Okay. Okay. Ace of Stones. So this is climbing out of the subconscious. Here it is. I like this card. This is nice, actually. It's like the ladder, and you go into the subconscious, okay? And Kundalini takes you all through the subconscious. You have to go through all of these different levels and layers and ideations that one has to reach that crystal clarity. That crystal clarity that comes at the end point of that unhindered consciousness. So let's see what else we have with that. One is going upwards, that's true, but one also, again, one has to go through the difficult time, that depths, and encounter that darkness and overcome it for along the way. So, okay. Next we have that shoring up. Because it feels like the dam is going to break. So you put that energy in place, and it is the solitary journey. It is a solitary journey. Okay. Oh, let me get the other one. So the cards of clarification, just beginning, so this is what the reading should be talking about. The shoring up, the climbing through the levels, layers of consciousness, that solitary journey One faces that enemy, whatever one sees as an enemy, you have to face it head on. Okay, and it feels like your world is imploding, exploding. That happens. Okay, justice. One comes to the scales of balance, of justice. Okay, again, and along the way, it's about using temperance. Okay, so let's start the journey and see what we have. Yeah, keeping everything in balance is so important. I can't stress how important that is if you are going to be going through a Kundalini awakening. I'm going to turn my phone down just to make sure, because otherwise... Okay, let's see what we have here. On the journey of Kundalini, what are the benefits of having awakened Kundalini? Like I said, you know, don't expect to have Kundalini awakening and you're going to transition within a year, or that it's going to magically make everything better in your life and you're going to have these powers to draw from. You know, because people come in and they have so many wrong ideas about it. Okay, openness. Okay. Again, so one thing, again, I stress on the journey is honesty, integrity, transparency, and sacredness. Okay, part of that, openness. Again, you have to be ready and open, and this is going to talk about opening the Kundalini and the journey that it entails. Okay, openness, and you've got to be willing to see what's coming up, because it's like the rotor-rooter of consciousness. It brings up all your fears, all your ideations to be looked at, to seen for what they are and what they're not, to be challenged on so many levels. Okay, so ancestors. Okay, it goes back through and clears out all of your past life drama, etc. Everything that you've brought in with you, all your teachings of your ancestors. Again, it goes with your ideas, your belief systems, all of that, your past lives. All of that are affected when the Kundalini becomes awakened. Okay, what are the benefits of Kundalini awakening? I'm sure people want to hear, oh, you know, it makes your life easier, you have these powers, you have... Those things do arise. I mean, you can immediately know how to do healing work. You can do, I mean, so many things arise and powers and things that happen, but they are not the goal. Okay, they are not the goal. The goal is to get to realization, where that sense of persona deconstructs into that absolute, entering into 0 point balance, that clear consciousness when the mind has stilled. Okay, let's see what's next. The universe. Okay, you are connected, you are part of the universe. Every atom in the universe has the same basic structure within it, the same God element within it. Okay, the microcosm, macrocosm is all of that same essence. Okay, so you become linked with the universe. The consciousness expands. You go through expansion. You also go through contraction. Okay, and everything in your universe becomes challenged. Okay, the universe, it affects your even your DNA might become affected. Okay, your universe, but your universe will go through an absolute shift. Things you thought you knew, things that you thought were real, you're going to be questioning on every level. Okay? Awareness. Okay? One enters into hyper-awareness. Okay? Part of the path, beginning of the path, is to learn how to step back and be observant without being caught up in the drama. Okay? So to develop that awareness, which where one is entered into seeing, but there is being backed up enough that you can see what your body is doing, see what you're saying, see what you're doing, but you have enough distance that you can comment on it at the same time. So you are in this witness state, awareness, and one enters into a witness state. Okay? So heightened awareness takes place. Let's see what else it comes up to when one's Kundalini is awakened. Okay? So many things take place. Just so many things when Kundalini is awakened. Okay, what happens? What's the benefit when Kundalini is awakened? Okay, splitting apart. Letting go, surrender, eliminate the old, death. One enters the death before death. It is not a joke, okay? I tell people, you know, you're going to face the death before death. And they go, yeah, no problem. It's okay. I understand that. I have no fear of death. And they go, no, you don't understand. I'm really going to die. What do you think this is? Like, you know, do you think this is something that you're going to just have a philosophical idea about? No. When this stuff happens, again, impermanence, collapse, deterioration, separation, let go, surrender. You have to surrender 100%. If you think you're going to fight Kali, Kali is Kundalini, you think you're going to fight Kali and win? Think again. If you look at the Chandipat and what Kali does, she cuts the head off demon. And what's the demon? The biggest demon is ego. Okay? She is there to slice and dice. Okay? And that's what one enters when they enter Kundalini. You have to let go of all your ideations. You have to surrender within and be willing to face that death before death. Okay? Again, it's going to challenge everything you think you know to be true on all levels. It's going to restructure your form. It's going to, just burn away the dross. And if you think burning away the dross is easy, it's not. It's there to refine, like a gold refinery. And again, Kundalini goes through all the levels and layers of consciousness. Okay? Next, light. Now, when Kundalini begins, when Kundalini began for me, I can tell you it was absolute presence of light. It was a 4-inch, 5-inch thing of light, which came like a bolt right straight through my body and nailed me to the floor. Okay? So when it activates, you may start to see internal lights. You may also become aware of auras, be able to see different auras. Okay? It does not mean you are enlightened at that point. Don't think because it's Kundalini becomes awakened and you experience that presence of light that it means you are enlightened. Okay, you've just begun the journey. But yes, it can be absolutely a physical presence of light that just absolutely goes through the form. And like I said, here it was very, very visible. You could feel it. It was just about that wide and just came straight down. This gold light pierced all through the body and put me in a samadhi state for quite some time. And then the actual journey begins, okay? But yeah, when it first awakens, one can go into a go into samadhi bliss states for some time, but then you're going to start having the difficult work coming forward. But yeah, that light awakens. Okay. Let's see what else happens when Kundalini awakens. Okay. Move. Okay. Very important, most important, when it awakens, is to have that connection. Here I like the way they're like a bonding ceremony. Have that connection with the heart. Your focus should remain in the heart, and you develop that connection in the heart because that's where the God element is, okay? That's where the temple is. That's where you go to commune, is in the heart. All things start in the heart. When Kundalini comes up, goes through the chakras, goes through the top levels and layers of consciousness, and then comes back to rest and reside in the heart. It's the start and the end of the journey. Okay? So very important to remain in the heart. Activate that heart energy. Okay? And as you can see, it's like swirling around that heart. It's like that energy goes up, okay? Goes down. Then it goes straight up the backbone. Okay. That's what happens when one finally completes the journey. The energy will go one way. It'll stop, rotate the other way. And then if you're working with people, it will just pulsate right straight up. Okay. You stay in balance. You're in a 0-point balance. Okay. So let's see what else happens when Kundalini awakens. What are the benefits? Okay. Okay, next is, okay, that celebration, okay, coming together, okay, expanding out. Once that heart activates, one has that expansion, expanding out. You know, again, they're wanting to share that light. They're wanting to have that energy and share that energy. And this, you know, happens. It can awaken ability to do healings, etc. I don't suggest that people do that until they get to realization and full balance, because what you are thinking, your consciousness, can skew the energy. Okay, but yeah, that's one thing that happens that people want to engage. Okay, Fool, the start of your journey. It's really, when Kundalini awakens, is when you're really, really starting your spiritual journey. Okay, that's the start and the end of the spiritual journey when Kundalini awakens. Okay, the beginning and the end of the journey. Okay, and it's the path to realization. That consciousness of light, that again, where one enters 0-point balance, where the persona deconstructs into simply that is, that ever present is. It's such a you have to laugh when you do the whole of the journey. You travel here and there, and you couldn't have got away from it if you tried, you know. So it's like the great cosmic joke. The great cosmic joke in the end. Okay. It starts your journey. Okay. When Kundalini awakens, it makes you serious about moving forward. It gives you the direction at that point. That energy is going and it's moving you forward. Moving you forward. Okay. Yeah, it's really the great cosmic joke. It was there all the time. And you run here and there to find it, and it's always with you, always present. But you are blind, you are in Maya, therefore you do not see it. You are under the illusion and delusion that it is something separate from, but it's never been separate. If it were separate, you wouldn't have life, you wouldn't have any existence. The longest journey to nowhere. Okay, it's there to aid you to do what you need to do to grow things, you have to tend it. You have to be vigilant in what you're doing. Like this, it grows, and it takes its time to grow too, but also you have to be vigilant and weed the garden and do what you need to do. Okay? What is the benefit of Kundalini awakening? What are the benefits of Kundalini awakening? Okay. Let's see what else we have. Okay. Sorrow. It takes one beyond that sorrow in the end. Okay. All of this drama, let me see, where's the thing? All of this drama that one has faced for lifetimes, eons, okay, it strips it bare. Okay, there it's starting to skew. It strips it bare. There it's overturned. Okay, so yeah, the sorrow gets overturned. Again, these ideas about who and what you think you are and wanting things to remain the same is the cause of all suffering. Okay? When one gets to the end, and remember we have this one way back here where it says the death before death, the letting go. Okay? When one has gone through that process and come out the other side, then they are in full awareness, then they are fully engaged in the universe. And that idea, it's like the grand illusion. One becomes awakened. That's why Buddha said awakened. It's like one has come out of a dream. I've never been born, I've never died. Now people wonder, how can you say that? But that's the cognition as when things deconstruct in realization, in that process of nibbana, being blown out. That's what nibbana means, blown out. One gets blown out. Okay? One is no longer a construct of ego. We are simply accessing a body form in order to experience this level and plane of existence. But we are not this body. We have never been this body, nor are we the things, the experiences. We are not the experiences that this body form is entering into, okay? It is an experience, that's all. But it is not who and what we are. So these soap opera stories that we had about being a persona, with all the drama that surrounds that about who and what we are and what we are not, are blown out immediately. And so whatever baggage one has at that moment is at an end. immediately. Okay. Purposeful. Okay. When Kundalini awakens, one has to, it's got a purpose behind it. The purpose is to take one to realization. If one is keeping their focus right, you have to keep your focus right. You have to see the purpose behind it and not segue off into these negative factions of doing it for self-empowerment of the ego, because that's the dark road. Self-empowerment of ego is the dark road. One surrenders into that God energy, okay, and the ego dismantles. It doesn't become greater, emboldened, better, okay. One finds out, I have never born, I've never died, I have always been this divine is, okay. And it doesn't matter whether the worlds come or the worlds go, still this remains, this is, and this is who and what we are. Okay. Okay. Then one enters with that new cup. Okay, one has that new cup of awareness. Okay. It awakens that. Okay. So let's see what else we have here. Was a benefit of awakening Kundalini. What does one get? What are the benefits? An open book. Okay? Everything will be revealed. There is one part of the journey where anything you want to know in the universe, you can know. It's one of the cities that arise. It will come either line by line or as a full concept immediately, or as like a channeled writing. You could sit down and it'll just appear. Okay? So that's one point that comes in the journey, an open book, whatever one wants to know. And then they find out, oh, well, you know, all of these things of intellectualization mean nothing. They come and go. That's all the world of duality. Okay? And one lets that go, they find out that's of no consequence. Much better to simply know that divine is and to remain within that. Okay? Got. Okay. Yeah. So here we go. We've got two of these that came out. One of them is the shadow, and this is what I say you have to beware of. Acquiring knowledge, manipulation. Don't misuse and abuse it. Okay? When Kundalini awakens, some people want to go down the wrong road. They're going the shadow road. Okay? And think that it's used for their own edification of powers. Okay? And Kundalini and Kali can either open the way or deceive entirely. Okay? She could be the grand illusion and take you really off on a journey if you are not ready to surrender and submit to the light, to God. So, again, and then you have fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. Karma is in place. 100%, and they think they're out of karma. Well, no, karma is in place. If you're on this journey, you know that inherently, 100%, and why karma has to be in place because of the divine nature of that is. Okay? So there are two directions one can go. Towards the light or to that dark angel masquerading as light. Okay? So let's continue on. What are the benefits of Kundalini? Middle world, present. Okay. One has to go through the journey staying present, grounded. So important. And the only place one can truly be is present. If you're projecting in the future, if you're ruminating about the past, you're not genuinely living. You can only truly live in the present. And when the journey ends, that's where you remain, in the awareness of the present. Okay? In that divine light beyond lights. Okay? In that force, within that awareness, within that energy, which is at the center of the universe, that runs through a thread through all of existence, yet is not touched by any of the happenings there. Okay? One remains in that pure essence of light, divine is, without the coverings of constructed ego identification. That ends, that blows out. Okay? So again, let's go through this real quick as to what the journey is and it's not. Okay? During some time in the journey, you will face the enemy, the shadow self. Do not get caught up in that, okay? This is a journey of going through the levels and layers of consciousness from the bottom to the top, okay? One has to face all their hope and their hopelessness and all the drama that surrounds it. It's a solitary journey that one walks to the light, okay? And it will rock and shake your world. Now, a lot of the times when you're in the midst of Kundalini journey, you'll have dreams of buildings exploding, you know, these things deconstructing, and that just shows that you are on your journey to that persona deconstruction. Okay, there are many, many symbols that come up in the midst of the journey. Okay. One has to walk it in temperance to stay in balance. Very important. And understand what you're shoring yourself up against. What's there? There is justice, okay? And it's coming to justice in total balance. The way of Kundalini is to eventually come to total balance, to be present. Fully present, okay? Karma will always remain in place, okay? Karma remains in place, okay? But this is, again, an open book. One has to be open and understand the end of the journey, who and what you thought you were, this construct of ego, is gone, okay? It's gone, okay? One enters this new compassion, wisdom for the world, this compassion, this sense of a good foundation within realization, okay? Kundalini is the start and also the end of one's journey, okay? It's something that one has to stay vigilant about, okay? It will send you on a direction, okay? Many things will arise. Different types of cities, powers, things arise, but you have to keep your purpose, keep your attention on where you are going forward to. Don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up and lose your way, okay? Understand, you start in the heart, you end in the heart. Not third eye. Don't get lost in third eye meditations, okay? In the heart, come back to the heart. Because these are, you can enter so many astral realms. I've seen so many people wanting to do astral realms, things and they get lost, they get imbalanced, okay? There's so many that want to teach third eye things. Oh, third eye, my third eye's open. I'm so much more advanced, you know. Well, third eye opens, okay? It's part of the journey. That's why you have this inherent wisdom that comes, okay? But again, this is not what one is going towards. One is going towards liberation, not third eye adventures, okay? Which, I don't know why you can always see that thing. Anyway, maybe that's why I put the bindi there, to kind of cover that, because sometimes it's really, it shows quite a bit sometimes. Anyway, one enters that light. One is going towards that light beyond lights. Ever-present light, okay? The journey is about also splitting apart, again, that death, eliminating the old. One goes through that death before death, which then opens the awareness, okay? Opens the awareness. Oops, here my thing is gone. I need to restart this. Okay. I have to fix that. Okay. Enters that awareness. One implodes, explodes out into the universe. Okay. One is simply that universal is. Okay. One has gone beyond all these past life things that one has had and becomes open. Openness. So that is the journey of Kundalini. Again, it's a long journey. It can be 30, 40 years, very, very intense. And you need to have a good guide, a good teacher, a guru that's gone from start to finish, not somebody that's in the midst of the journey. They may seem like they have a lot of power, but they haven't navigated the whole way. They don't know how to ground. They don't know what is the full direction to go forward. So make sure you have a teacher that's actually gone the whole way of the journey, not one that's talking about powers and this and that and phenomena and drama. If that's where they're talking, then they're stuck somewhere, okay? If they're not talking about non-duality, 0-point balance, okay, then they are still in the midst of the journey, caught somewhere in a stumbling block along the way of, you know, these experiences. And I know people think that if somebody talks about, oh, I've had this experience and I'm in Kailash and I'm with, you know, Shiva and I'm this and that, they're stuck along the way, okay? So I'm going to leave this here. Namaste. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Be a great day, okay? Namaste.